we got the Epstein hoax from Politico. The latest Epstein files knock White House on its heels. It's fake. And, let me just say, I feel like everybody's demoralized right now for a variety of reasons. This tired old playbook, guess what? So this story drops in the morning. Democrats publish emails from Epstein implicating Trump, blah, blah, blah. You've got this email right here where it's like, Epstein says, I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. Victim redacted. And I actually got messages from the press asking me, like, what do you think the reaction is going to be on the right now that Trump has been implicated with the victims? Well, it turns out the victim mentioned was Virginia. Oh. That's Virginia Giuffre. And why did Democrats redact the name? Because Virginia Giuffre already testified in multiple instances that Donald Trump never did anything.
That's right. Under oath, she said
Under oath. And she said, I don't know if he ever did anything wrong. He just didn't do it anywhere near me. I never saw it happen. So if they put out the email and they did not redact the name, everyone would have thrown it in the garbage. But redacting the name makes it seem like, ooh, wow, I wonder who that is. Oh, what could Trump have done? It was another hoax from the Democrats. And I got to say, I am tired of the lies. They offer nothing politically. But at the same time, I have all these Democrats coming out being like, fell for it again award. And I'm like, you guys are so retarded. You don't understand. My choice was Donald Trump's promises and you sociopaths who lie all the time. Yeah. Of course I'm going to go for Trump because he may be lying, but at least he's offering anything. Well, the worst thing for us is that Trump came out recently and said, we don't have talented workers here. We need H-1Bs and 600,000 visas for Chinese students. And I just put my feet up like, this is it. This is what we get from Democrats. Yep. Nothing. And Donald Trump says, we're going to do what Democrats planned on doing in the first place.
I thought he made a big mistake when he said that we have no talent. I feel like he
did clarify, but I agree he shouldn't have said it. Yeah, and I disagree with his position on the H-1Bs.
He's got, I said this last night, too. He's got this disagreeable personality where...
Before we get started, we got a great sponsor. It is Beam Dream. Head over to shopbeam.com, my friends, /Tim Pool, and pick up your Beam Dream, your nighttime sleep blend. Helps you sleep better. I drink this stuff every night. I swear by it. It is delicious. It's got melatonin, magnesium, L-theanine. It is fantastic. And right now, you will get their early Black Friday sale, 50% off. I really do think it's fantastic. And this is legit. I do drink it every single night. My sleep improved. I didn't even know it could improve. And now for the past several months, I've been having consistently good sleep. And you guys know that I recently had a baby. So that's pretty impressive. Good stuff, Beam Dream.
If you get emotional and go right at him, we'll just be like, no, you're wrong, exactly opposite. And later he's like, that's not what I meant. He's not saying that what I think he meant is that there is greater talent out in the world than just in America, and some of the best and brightest minds in the world may be in other countries. Not that the people in America have no talent, but the way it came out sounded very demoralizing. It could really make
it's not just that. It's like right now we have the Democrats winning these elections, and the response on the GOP is, but they're blue states. Well, Virginia is not. I mean, it's blue-ish, leans blue, but there's a great opportunity to win. And it was closing in New Jersey. Now, I do think it's interesting. A lot of people are claiming Democrats cheated. Democrats are claiming Trump cheated in 2024. I kid you not. Go look at their subreddits. They're hilarious. But New Jersey saw 500,000 new voters for the first time in decades. For real.
Okay.
If you look at the
pretty high number.
Yeah.
If you look at the voter turnout for every gubernatorial election for going back 10 elections, you'll see that they average it's like 2-point-something million.
Is there a reason they were doing it in an odd year here?
They always do.
Okay.
That's their cycle.
Okay.
And so this year, the winner, who normally gets 1.3, got 1.7, and everybody's arguing, saying Republicans didn't turn out. It's not true. If you look at the voter turnout for Jack Ciattarelli, he actually surpassed the previous winner's total vote tally. Just that Democrats had 500,000 new voters somehow. So call it cheating, call it whatever you want, but it's demoralizing. Then Trump is saying things like this. And in the meantime, what's the big debate right now in the United States? Is it border policy? Is it affordability? Is it air travel crisis, government shutdown? No, it's Tucker Carlson having an interview with the wrong person and Candace Owens talking about the latest conspiracy on Charlie Kirk's assassination.
And Trump trying to demand that the Israeli president pardon the prime minister.
Yeah. I mean, that's worthless waste of time for me. And I wonder why he's not offering up any other advocacy for other nations whose world leaders may need pardons. But I'm sitting here looking at all of this, and I'm just like, none of it says anything to Gen Z, who are upset right now and abandoning MAGA, and we're seeing that in the polls. And then at the highest levels, it's just basically the pro-Israel. Was it the Republican? What was that Republican convention that recently happened?
Oh, the Republican Jewish Coalition.
Is that what it's called? Where they're basically just holding up signs saying Tucker's not MAGA because Tucker interviewed Nick Fuentes, which who cares? It was one interview, and now you've got all of this drama. And I'm sitting there being like, is this what everyone cares about?
Yeah.
Is this it? Because I got to be honest, I was wondering why food is expensive.
Yeah.
Or gas. Why people are struggling right now. Inflation is bad. I think the economy is way worse than people realize or want to admit.
Yes.
And Trump is acting like it's not because he has to. Otherwise,
And because he doesn't know, you know.
I think so. And I think the reality is a bungalow in this area, a bungalow, $500,000. 3 years ago it was $250,000.
Yeah.
50-year mortgages being offered up. I'm just sitting here being like, okay, maybe it's time we just turn everything off, buy some chickens, get some good arable land, and wait for the G5 magnetostorm to wipe us out.
Or just build cool.
I got to talk about inflationary money more again, because first of all, like this is at the core of the frustration that you're talking about these young Gen Z people who they can't get a decent job. They went to college. They're saddled with all the student loan debt from the government jacked up prices and all that. And just simply the cost of bean burritos is through the roof, dude. You can't eat. There's a thing. This is one of the things
$5.
I think Tucker said this in his monologue last night. And I had read this before about Gen Z kids are buying food on credit. They're ordering a pizza. Buy now, pay later.
That's right.
With interest.
Klarna, it's called.
To just eat. Yeah, and that is completely out of control. And then
When's the last time you went to Five Guys?
I'm actually not a Five Guys guy, but you go anywhere, prices are just
Literally
insane,
a couple
man.
burgers
Insane.
and a fry from Five Guys is like $45.
Yeah.
What? Insane.
And so look, so people, it's sort of like with Biden being too old for this. You don't have to know anything about anything to just say, Jesus, I can't afford these prices. What is going on here?
No, to your point.
But one more thing about this is, see, these are the good times. You're frustrated everything is expensive. This is because this is the inflationary bubble. If you're an asset owner, like we were talking about, you're making money now. This is the good time when things are getting less and less affordable for everybody on the lower end, right? The only solution to this inflationary crisis is a horrible crash and a recession and the calling in of all those bad loans, massive bankruptcies, massive layoffs, and total destruction of our economy like we had happen in 2008.
I got some questions for you guys.
That's the solution to the crisis that you're describing now, and that's because of inflationary money and the boom-bust cycle.
I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
I'm going to list you the food that I ordered today, and I want you to guess how much it cost. So I got 4 pizzas, extra large, by the way, pepperoni. Bacon cheese fries, 12 wings, garlic bread, and an order of ravioli.
130.
250.
Yeah, definitely at least 100.
I'm saying 250.
250.
A million.
$1
$1 million.
$1 million.
Okay, once again, 4 extra large pizzas,
22 each. That's my guess.
French fries, 12 wings, garlic bread, and an order of ravioli.
150 maybe.
150, think it's $250.
I got it. I nailed it.
Man, you did. I was like, this
I know
guy's
my food.
exaggerating. And I was the one just ranting about high prices.
Is there a fear of hyperinflation? Is that literal? Like, could it go like, of
course it could.
where a burger's $1 million?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course you could.
Look,
And that's going to be very ugly. It's not going to be like, oh, burger's $1 million, better withdraw my assets. It's like that's when people are going to get hurt real bad. That's
When they
it's
burn
gonna be
money
right.
for
And I'm not advocating
fire.
for that.
This is
right?
what
But
they
I'm
call
saying
the crack
people are
up
gonna
boom.
Go after people.
Yeah, this is what Mises called the crack up boom. When, as Ron Paul has warned, remember Ron Paul? He's on my shirt under
vaguely.
this.
Yeah.
The guy who was right about everything. Now, he doesn't put an exact time on this, but he says what happens is eventually people lose faith in the currency. And by people, because you're saying it is the global reserve currency, petrodollar, everything. When the people lose faith in the currency, that means the world loses faith in it. It means dollars all come floating home from all the vaults where they're sitting around the world. And yes, we're chopping dollars off, zeros off of our dollars like Argentina, burning the stuff for, remember the you've probably seen from Weimar, Germany, where the lady's got a wheelbarrow full of dollars to go buy some bread.
I'm glad you brought Weimar up because
That's the danger. It truly is the danger
in the left
of inflationary money.
You're right. I apologize.
You always get your W's and V's wrong.
So here's the thing about Weimar, and this is this crazy left-wing argument because I remember under Biden, they were saying, well, like I'd rather deal with inflation than get fascism. It's like, you idiot, inflation is how you get fascism.
That's right.
People react to it. You keep letting that happen, people snap. And when it does get to the point where a burger costs $100, $200, $500 and someone can't feed their family, you will not believe how ugly it will get. And you will not believe
to your
it.
point, Seamus, like the fact that the young generation now, like older Gen Alpha, young Gen Z, right? Even the people on the right, they're not free market right. They're socialist right.
Yeah.
Then the government needs to step in.
And they get more and more populist, more and more
Exactly.
interventionist because of the failures of intervention,
Exactly.
not of freedom.
The future that we're looking at, and we've talked about it a little bit here, it's either socialism or Zoomerwaffen. Right? Like you're talking about nationalists on the right that believe the government has to step in and do these things because they don't have any access to actual property. They don't own anything. So they look to the government, and that's how you end up with some kind of national socialist government.
And let's just say
they have no buy-in to the capitalist system.
Now let's say we're a couple of cycles away from it getting that bad. But even in the meantime, financial stress means broken marriages.
Yeah.
Yes.
They mean failed businesses. They mean children in foster care. They mean society disrupted. And at the Federal Reserve, they keep all these charts. They know when they turn the screw this way or they turn the screw this way that they are destroying people's lives. And they consider, there's a book like the Washington Post version of Jekyll Island. It's called Secrets of the Temple by Greerder. And he talks about how it's like their highest virtue.
But
They will let the people suffer in order to do the right thing.
I got to explain this to these weak men out there that in hard times can't keep a marriage together. I went to Stonewall Jackson's house. It's in Winchester. You can go there. And it's a tour. It's fantastic. And in the kitchen, there was a musket above where they cooked in a little fireplace or whatever. And you know what that musket was for?
Did it say, if I get divorced, shoot me?
No. You take it off the wall, open the back door, and point it until you see a critter, and you shoot the critter, and you throw it in the stew, and that's dinner. So that's how we used to live.
Yep.
So if you're worried because you can't get your ground beef patties from the supermarket, the reality is it is unfortunate. We shouldn't have to live worse than the generation previous to us, and our economy was mismanaged. But my point simply here is maybe we're going to have to go back to the way things used to be.
But the thing is, that process is going to be ugly. Like if you have a hamster that's been indoors all its life, and you just let it out, into the wild, it's going to be dead in an hour, right?
Oh, bro,
you can't just return to that.
If the economy collapses, this is not a joke. Deer go extinct.
Yeah.
This is not a joke. This actual estimate is that if the economy were to grind to a direct stop and in major cities there's no food, first, within 3 days you get cannibalism in cities because some people will flee, traffic will be jammed up, there's no fuel, people will be riding bikes until their tires burst. Others staying in the cities will have no water and no food after perishables expire, and they'll start killing and eating each other. Within a few days, it can get to that point. Not because of food, there's canned goods everywhere. They'll get consumed rapidly, but then people have no water. But in the suburbs, into the rural areas just outside, you are going to have millions of people killing any and every deer they see.
Yes.
Pigeons, squirrels, rabbits, they all get wiped out. Not a joke. All these animals are extinct in these areas.
What's the first cause of this?
Why?
If the collapse of the dollar?
So let's just put it this way. If the G5 storm hit and knocked out the grid, and our economy grinded to a halt.
So you're talking no electricity.
No electricity.
Okay, well, that's
no food coming in, no transport, no fuel. Let's just say like all modern infrastructure is gone. Within a few days, people are dehydrating. The rivers run sour with human waste and garbage. It gets real bad. And then imagine just in the suburbs, every rabbit is gone. Every pigeon is gone. Every sparrow is gone. Squirrels are gone.
Cats, house pets.
All wiped out. And deer go extinct. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.